Here's what you all need to know about me and should have known about me starting out my channel last year, and I'm sorry that I didn't make this video then and much sooner and earlier as I should have. To start it out, I'm stubborn as fuck. I'm a stick in the mud. I refuse to listen to anyone else but myself. I refuse to be reasonable and think about what other people are telling me and saying to me and take that into consideration and do something with whatever advice people are offering me. It pisses me the hell off that so many people are giving me and telling me all this advice which I never asked for in the first place. Even when starting out my YouTube channel last year, not once did I ever give any sign or indication that I wanted advice. At least, definitely not the advice that so many people keep constantly offering me. Most, as a matter of fact, the vast majority of the people on YouTube. It stresses me out. It gives me anxiety. It makes me overwhelmed. I snap. I turn into beast mode. I get all defensive. I get triggered. I lash out. I go off on people who are just trying to help me, but I don't want any single bit of it. And that's one of the many things that everyone, at least come to my channel from now on, the people who in the future, when coming to my channel, need to know about me, about who I am truly as a person and human being, or in other words, individual. And the reason it also pisses me off when people try to give me advice that I do not want or ask for, at least not the kind people are offering me, is because I already know deep down inside it would be the best thing for me to get a job. I know that. I'm not stupid or an idiot. Like, obviously, I know that deep down inside somewhere. I'm just destroying that part of me. And I have a certain way of thinking and believing. I have a certain point of view and perspective on life and what I believe in and how I feel like and think the world should be. And I think so many things about this world are crazy, insane, unfair, and unjust. And I wish with all my heart, broken heart that is, that something about it would change. Something would be fixed. Something would be done about this. But obviously that's never going to happen, no matter how much I want it to happen. And I'm also very self-entitled on such an extreme, severe level and extent. And of course, you all should very well know the reason for this. I shouldn't even have to say it, but for those of you who don't know, it's because of how much I've been deprived of and underprivileged of having. I feel like I should be able to make such a huge wage because all the things I crave are expensive as shit. The fancy things, the nicer things, in life that, of course, and obviously most people want, but almost never get, including myself. And so just seeing it constantly on the internet, all over the internet, causes me an immense amount of pain and suffering, tortures me emotionally and mentally, torments me, literally tortures and torments me. Laugh at me all you want. That's what it does. It fills me with nothing but venomous rage, hatred, anger, bitterness, hostility, jealousy, envy, stress, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, which only makes sense. It makes me just fall into the deepest, darkest trap. And I don't know if I'll ever get out. I don't know if I'll ever see the light. I don't know if I'll ever just find a way to make myself or my life better and greater than it is currently. Especially with the mindset I have, it's going to take work. It's going to be so difficult and a challenge, and it may never happen. May never happen. And also another thing that you all should know about me is that I'm very self-centered and absorbed. Now, even with that being said, I don't want anyone to get the indication ever that I only care about myself and no one else, because that is not true. I just care about myself and mostly and mainly my suffering the most, which makes sense because I know me inside out 100%. I know me, but I am not any of you out there in this world. I'm not any of you. I'm not in your shoes or in your position or situation, whatever situation you're in. But that doesn't mean that I don't care about you as a human being and person, and that I don't feel for you and get you and understand you and relate to you and resonate with you. Because of course no one will ever get someone fully 100% or feel them or relate to them or resonate with them 100% completely, because none of us are the same. No two snowflakes are alike. But that doesn't mean that we can't care about each other nonetheless. And for anyone out there who is suffering and struggling, going through whatever bullshit or hell for whatever reason, my heart goes out to you. Or should I say my broken, shattered, torn apart heart. Because that is all I have left, is a split into heart that is beyond repair. The other thing that people need to know about me and should know about me is that I'm very open and honest. I'm very straightforward. And a lot of you should, well, all of you, as a matter of fact, should give me at least some extent of respect, because it takes guts to be as open and honest as I am, to be as straightforward as I am, to be as real and true and deep as I am as a human being. I should get a shit ton of respect for that, and I should be famous on YouTube for that. I should have all this glory and power and influence and money and whatnot. But I don't. Instead, it's given to fakers, deceivers, liars, phonies, frauds, people who are wearing a mask and just being just liars to all their fans who are inspired by them and influenced by them and idolize them, literally idolize them. No matter, like, whatever celebrity you are, or whoever you are as a celebrity, in whatever you are a celebrity for, whatever reason, you will have tons of fans who idolize you. Which obviously means, as we all know, worship you. Even if you're nothing but a dumb cunt, there will still be a shit ton of people who worship you and look to you as if you're some sort of god or goddess. And it's, in a way, it's kind of sick and twisted because we're not. And take away all the fame, all the fortune, all the glory, all the power, all the influence, everything that every single famous person owns, and what did they have? Nothing. They're just a human being, just like all the rest of us. But I hate them because all they can constantly do, day in and day out, is brag about everything they have. Deceive people, lead them astray, lie to their face, and just all the time, 24/7, be totally and completely, utterly fake. And you would think someone who's real and true to himself and everyone else, and straightforward, deep, open and honest, and just always tells it how it is and says it as how it is, would be famous. But no. In our current world, sadly, that's not the case. And you know what? I really miss YouTube, how it used to be back in the 2000s. I didn't really go on YouTube at all, though, in the 2000s, because I had nothing. Absolutely nothing as a kid, so I couldn't. But I didn't even really care, because I had a pretty good childhood. Much better than my teenage years, and most definitely better than my adulthood turned out to be. But I know, though, still that YouTube in the 2000s was more raw, more uncut and uncensored, and I feel like, at least to a certain extent, people back in the 2000s, from like when YouTube launched, 2005 to 2009, maybe at the very latest 2010, were more real, more true, more open and honest, more straightforward, as am I. But nowadays, all we have are a ton of fakes, a never-ending amount of fakes. And it makes me sick to my stomach that these are the people getting rich. Pisses me the fuck off. Man, and you know, honestly, I do care about anyone who is suffering or struggling, going through whatever hell and bullshit, but I do not care about people who are immoral, even if they are suffering and struggling. I fucking despise people like that. And if you don't like that about me, I'm sorry, but I guess you should and you could go elsewhere to someone who cares about and loves everyone, no matter who and what they are, and even if they're an immoral person and do just evil, wicked things, then go to that person by all means. Stay away from me, please. And, you know, if I were rich and famous, I would give so much back. And not to the community. No. Not to this godforsaken country. No, as a matter of fact, I would give millions, that's right, I said millions of dollars to invest into helping people in third world countries. Families, children, to build houses, hospitals, streets, sidewalks, clean water, help them out, get them food, clothes, shoes, books, whatever. At least the necessities of life and living that everyone should have, no matter where they live. And I would love to do that. And even if I were rich and famous, I would constantly help at homeless shelters as much as I could. I would feel really good about that. Oh, speaking of which, I did once when I was a kid and once when I was a teenager. Good for me, and it made me feel good. It gave me some joy. It gave me some happiness, but it didn't last. But if I were rich, I would most definitely do more of that. And so, yeah, that is pretty much everything you should know about me, especially if you're a newcomer to this channel.